It's 9 minutes after 8 o'clock. Randy Harvey on the radio, and with me this morning, ladies and gentlemen, this is a great honor because I have a senator and a representative from the 4th District, Senator John Boozman. Good morning.
Good morning. Thank you for having us.
Oh,
it's an honor to be with you.
It's great. He hasn't heard the show. And Bruce Westerman, the representative for the 4th Congressional District.
Yeah, great to be
Welcome.
with you this morning, Randy. Be here with the senator. It's an
great.
honor for me.
Well, I am pleased. I've been hearing on the news that you guys are doing this tour. I love the talk small, y'all. That's great. And just tell us a little bit about what you're doing, because I know you were in El Dorado yesterday. You toured MAD, which is a fine facility bringing in jobs, and I had lunch down there yesterday. Man, that lunch is great. So, but tell us a little bit about what's going on with this tour.
Well, this is something that Senator Boozman and I, it's not our first time to do a tour together. A while back we did one called the Seed the Sawmill Tour, where we went and looked at the forestry and the forest products industry across South Arkansas. So we thought it would be fun to do one focused on small businesses. So we're starting here in El Dorado. We'll be in Magnolia, then up to Texarkana and on to Hot Springs. So it's
we talk a lot about big business. That's in the news a lot, but small business is the backbone of America.
Yeah, I think what 2/3 of business is in small business across the country.
And just kind of visiting about what's going on, talking about the regulatory atmosphere out there now. That's one thing that's gotten better. Talking about the effects of the tax cuts now and in the future. And it all boils down to jobs, making it such that we can have a situation that people can make a living wage, support their family. It doesn't matter where you're at. That really is the bottom line.
Well, I think that's true for everybody. And it says on
it
this
is for everybody.
Like 90% of Arkansas businesses are small business.
Yeah, at least.
That really surprises me.
And nationwide, that's closer to 2/3, a little over 2/3.
Yeah.
But small business is definitely the backbone of our economy, and a lot of small businesses feed off of the large businesses. But without small businesses, the world wouldn't go around.
Yeah,
Your radio station here is a small business.
Well, thank you for making sure. Yeah. No, you're right. It's funny because we come into town and we think about El Dorado being the headquarters for Murphy USA, which is a national corporation, a Fortune 500 company.
Yeah.
And they do. I know locally they have well over 500 people that they hire here. But and of course we've lost a lot of industry.
Right.
Prescolite moved out of here. The chicken processing plants, and that was a couple thousand jobs out there. So I guess that's the same thing you're seeing.
It is. You think about Murphy, the great job they've done. They've been so supportive of the community. Truly a leader, not only in this area but throughout the nation. But you look around and you see just small business after small business. That they're dependent on being able to get loans from banks and things like that. So we're talking to some of the small banks, community banks, which are so important. We talk about small business being the backbone of America, but the backbone of small business is being able to get a little loan, to go forward and get an idea. Yeah. So all of these things go together, and it really is important just to get out and visit and see how we can be helpful, taking their ideas and transferring those to Washington as we make policy.
And Senator Boozman and I were both in small business before we got into in the Congress. Senator Boozman's an eye doctor, and I'm an engineer. So
we know what it's like to write a paycheck, and
and we know what it's like.
Healthcare cost and all of those things.
Times get tough, and you take a pay cut, and it's not a government cut. Government cuts where you're not growing as much as you were last year. A real cut is where you're getting less on your paycheck, so you can make payroll. Right. So, we're both products of small business, and I'm excited to be able to go around and celebrate that.
I think that's great. The tax cuts that the president put through recently, you got everything so polarized, it seems like, but some people say it's really working, others say it is not. And I keep hearing that a lot of the smaller businesses in particular, and the bigger ones, are getting a pretty good break from that. Do you see that things have gotten better with that, or?
Oh yeah, and especially in Arkansas, and I can speak specifically to the 4th District. in 2016, which was the latest data we had at the time, 82% of everyone who filed a tax return in the 4th District used the standard deduction. So in the tax bill, we doubled the standard deduction, we doubled the child tax credit, and then we lowered rates. So people right now are immediately seeing the benefits of the lower rates. They're getting more take-home pay in their paycheck. The average household income in the 4th District is about $42,000 per year. So we estimate that next year when people do their taxes, probably 90 to 95% will take the standard deduction, which it'll be simpler to do their taxes. Mm-hmm. They'll get more money back. And, that's on the individual side. But when you look at businesses and the tax cuts for businesses, I'm seeing businesses that are investing money, that are growing. And the real problem that we've got right now is labor. Right. We've got record low unemployment in Arkansas. And when I talk to employers, they say they would like to hire more people. They would like to expand their business, but they just can't find the workers. So that's a good problem to have if you're going to have one.
Very much. And you mentioned, some of the industry that we lost that's so important. One of the reasons for that, when we looked before the tax cuts, we literally were the second highest taxed country, industrial country in the world. And so we're a global economy now. Those companies, are selling all over the place. And so in order to be competitive, in order to be able to sell our products overseas and things, and then again to compete with products coming into the country from overseas, you have to have a level playing field. And so now we're back down, with the rest of the world as far as taxes.
That's great. We're talking with U.S. Senator John Boozman and 4th Congressional Representative Bruce Westerman. And it's a great tour that they have. It's a Talk Small, Y'all, small business tour. I love the name. It fits in.
That's what happens when you get millennials in your communication department.
And you can't see, but we've got all these guys standing around here. They're all like shaking their head, and then they're like, well, wasn't me.
So, I like it too. And it really is the name of the game. And that's what it's all about.
It really is. Because... And you guys keep talking about that, about the families, and if families can't make it, I mean, they're going to move, they're going to go somewhere else, then you lose tax base.
Right.
It's so important. We talk about taxes, and yes, I want my taxes to come down. I want to pay less, and I think there are ways that we can do that. But we'll get into that on another day. But it's really important, and I think it's important that you guys are out there. It's just so cool that you're out, coming around and talking to everybody and asking their opinions, and that's really what you're supposed to do. And
there's no substitute for, again, being able to talk with businesses, small businesses on this particular tour. Last time it was our forest industry, which is so important.
Down
for
here.
This area.
Yeah.
But to take real life stories, back and be able to share how these different things that we're doing impact people. And sometimes on the regulatory front, it's in a very negative way. We're working hard to reduce regulations, not to the point, everybody needs accountability, but we just don't want regulation for regulation's sake. And you experience that, I'm sure, at the radio station.
Absolutely.
With, filling out this or that, and you need to do some of that, but it needs to be done such that just for what is necessary.
You'll find that in broadcasting we have, of course, the Federal Communications Commission. I was joking at the top of the hour, and we got to legally identify her. So, and we do have a ton of regulations with just about everything. But they have deregulated radio a lot since I started. And actually, if you listen to people in radio, they'll tell you that some areas we need the regulations on some brought back, because we've deregulated so much until I don't know. Some people like the way it's going, some people don't. But you can't please everybody. Have you noticed that?
It's hard to strike that balance, whether it's
really
radio or whatever you're in. But talking about El Dorado specifically, this is a great place to live. It's you think of the size of the town and what is here with the industry and the jobs, with the arts, the Murphy Arts District. We were talking earlier about the big concerts that you have in the outdoor venue now, and
those are great.
The Fine Arts Performing Center. And then if you graduate high school here, you get your college paid for through the
Yeah,
promise. So
yeah.
it's,
Murphy
yeah.
Foundation does that. That's Murphy Oil is just
They've done a good job.
Oh,
We had the
really
opportunity
have.
to tour, the facility yesterday, and it's
Yeah.
so impressive.
Yes.
Again, not just for this area, but for any place.
absolutely.
And the quality of entertainment that's coming in and things, it's just very, very nice.
Yeah, it's world class. And guys, now you're going to be going to Magnolia, and then you're on to Texarkana,
Yes.
and there's some other places, but I didn't print
Wind
out
up
the
in
entire.
Hot Springs. Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Yeah, so well, that's really great. Now I'm going to ask you the most important question before I let you guys get out of here. I know you get a busy day ahead of you. What's your favorite kind of sandwich?
That's a good question.
I don't mean to put you on the spot.
Oh, no,
here. Come on now, that's
my wife makes some sandwiches that are really good, but I grew up with my grandma would make these fried bologna sandwiches. It was just fried bologna and cheese and mustard when I was a little kid, and it just got a special place in my heart. But
it'll bring back memories.
yeah, it
good
brings
memories.
back memories.
I think a good BL&T
Had
is
somebody else say
is
that this
good.
week.
Yeah. But bologna, that's growing up in Arkansas, growing up in Fort Smith, that's
Called it
something that we
preacher
exactly
steak or round
and
steak.
you don't see as much of that, but that does bring back good memories.
I'm a peanut butter and jelly kind of guy.
That's
I love
always
peanut butter
great.
and
I love
jelly
it.
too.
We got the Mayhaw Festival coming up this weekend. Have you ever had Mayhaw jelly?
I have.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's some good stuff. It's great. I think I'm gonna buy me a jar or two. So, well, gentlemen, I appreciate you coming in. We've been talking with these two guys right here: U.S. Senator John Boozman, U.S. Representative Bruce Westerman. Those are some nice titles. I appreciate what you guys do, and
Thank you for having us.
well, thank you for coming in, and thank you for the tour, and listening to people, and hopefully being able to act on, some of the things they want. I know it's hard to please everybody.
No, very much so. In the sense, I mean, this is what it's all about. It's taking where the action is and then transferring that legislatively, and so it's a good thing.
Yeah.
Yep, God gave us 2 ears and 1 mouth, so hopefully we're using our ears to listen and get feedback this week, so we can go back and represent
I like the way you do
state
that.
of
That's
Arkansas
great.
better. So it's great to be with you, Randy. Thank you for having us.
Hey,
Thank you so much.
It's great to have you guys in this morning, and good luck on your endeavors. It's 22 minutes after 8. It's Big 96.1.